African culture, traditions, values, and way of life. Africa is not a single culture, but a vast continent made up of more than 50 countries and thousands of ethnic groups. Each community has its own language, customs, beliefs, and traditions. Yet, across this diversity, African culture is united by shared values such as community, respect for elders, spirituality, and a deep connection to nature. African culture has been shaped over thousands of years. Long before modern borders existed, African societies developed complex systems of governance, trade, art, and education. Knowledge was passed from generation to generation through oral tradition, using stories, proverbs, songs, and rituals. Elders played an important role as teachers and custodians of wisdom. One of the most important elements of African culture is community life. In many African societies, identity is closely linked to family and clan rather than the individual. The idea of I am because we are, often expressed through the philosophy of Ubuntu, emphasizes cooperation, mutual support, and shared responsibility. People celebrate together, work together, and face challenges as a group. Respect for elders is another core value in African culture. Elders are seen as the link between the past, present, and future. They are respected for their experience and knowledge, and their advice is often sought in family and community matters. Decisions are traditionally made through dialogue and consensus rather than individual authority. African culture is deeply connected to spirituality and religion. Many African communities believe in a supreme creator, along with ancestors and spirits who guide and protect the living. Ancestors are honored through rituals, prayers, and ceremonies. These spiritual beliefs influence daily life, from birth and marriage to farming and healing practices. Traditional ceremonies play a significant role in African culture. Rites of passage mark important stages of life such as birth, initiation into adulthood, marriage, and death. These ceremonies help individuals understand their roles and responsibilities within society and strengthen social bonds within the community. Music and dance are powerful forms of cultural expression in Africa. They are used not only for entertainment, but also for communication, storytelling, worship, and healing. Drums are especially important, as their rhythms can convey messages, call people together, or express emotions. Each dance and rhythm often has a specific meaning connected to history, celebration, or spirituality. Art and craftsmanship are central to African culture. Traditional art includes sculpture, pottery, weaving, beadwork, and painting. These artworks are not only decorative but also symbolic, representing social status, spiritual beliefs, or historical events. Masks, for example, are often used in rituals and performances to connect the physical world with the spiritual world. Language is another essential part of African culture. Africa is home to over 2,000 languages. Language carries history, values, and identity. Proverbs and storytelling are commonly used to teach moral lessons and preserve cultural knowledge. Even today, many African societies use oral storytelling alongside modern education. African culture also emphasizes a strong relationship with nature. Land is often seen as sacred and as a source of life rather than property. Farming, hunting, and fishing practices traditionally respected natural cycles. This close relationship with the environment influenced food systems, medicine, and settlement patterns. Although colonialism and globalization have changed many aspects of African life, African culture remains resilient. Traditional practices continue alongside modern lifestyles. Languages, music, fashion, and cultural festivals are being preserved and celebrated both locally and globally. In the modern world, African culture has had a powerful influence beyond the continent. African music, fashion, art, and philosophy have inspired global movements and creative industries. The African diaspora continues to share and adapt cultural traditions across the world. In conclusion, African culture is rich, dynamic, and deeply rooted in history. It values community over individuality, wisdom over wealth, and harmony over conflict. Despite centuries of challenges, African culture remains a strong foundation of identity, pride, and continuity for millions of people today. African culture is not only about the past, it is a living culture that continues to grow, adapt, and shape the future.